Hi, and welcome to Get
Real with the English Sisters. Hi there, everyone.
Hello, and today
Hello.
we're going to be talking about entitlement.
Yes, do we really deserve it all?
Do we deserve it all? Are you worth it?
I don't know if it's the same as are you worth it? I think that's a different kind of question. She's already started.
Do you deserve to have it all?
Well, it's kind of like, there is a new era and a new kind of thinking that has developed over time, and it is more like the kind of thing, you deserve it all, and
you deserve to get yourself this.
You deserve to have that
drink.
Yes, you deserve to have that food. You deserve to have, if you look at marketing nowadays, it's all about telling us what we deserve to have. The idea came up because I saw an advert and it actually had, you deserve it, and like 3 or 4 exclamation marks. And I suddenly thought, yeah, I deserve it.
Do you deserve it?
I guess, in a way, yeah, I guess you can deserve it. But what about if we think we deserve it? Do we really deserve it? And what is this deserve?
What about if we think...
I don't really like
what
it,
about
deserve.
If we think,
what is this?
Is it serving us?
Exactly. That's a better way of thinking, than deserve. It's like you deserve it, it's like, I don't know. I like my mind kind of like, I don't like that.
You don't like it?
No, because it makes me remind me like when you're a kid, you don't deserve to get a good Christmas present because you've been naughty or something. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like weird. It brings about something I'm not quite sure what it is.
For most people, it doesn't bring that about. I think most people think, yes, I do deserve it.
Because I've worked really hard all day, yeah, and I deserve that.
I deserve to get that, or I deserve to treat myself to that new necklace, or I deserve to have a new car.
Yes.
Or I deserve it, because unfortunately, we're all conditioned by the marketing.
Yes, we are.
But do you think this creates anxiety in people?
Definitely. It can also create a sense of entitlement to think, I do deserve this. And without talking about actually the narcissistic psychological, problem behind it, but just like a normal kind of sense of entitlement, not really severe, where you become into the, narcissistic syndrome and everything, but just a normal kind of, definitely, I think it can bring about great anxiety and a great sense of, you're never happy, are you, if you always think you deserve everything? If you feel
you're never going to be able to have everything, are you?
Exactly.
And then even if you do think, I deserve this, I deserve that extra glass of wine, I deserve that, but how much is it actually serving you? Is it doing you good, or is it doing you harm?
Well, in the case of food and drinking and other kind of addictions, I'm
not saying addicted, but just saying, like in the evening, if you're
just
tired,
a normal,
I deserve that glass of wine.
Yeah, that thought goes through many person's minds.
Most people that drink wine will have thought that.
I guess so, yeah, definitely.
Or I deserve to have that lager or beer or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm celebrating an achievement or something. But you can think, I deserve it, but then when you have it, then you think, what are the consequences? If you
don't really want to think about the consequences.
To have a glass of wine every day at the end of the week, that's so it builds up. But what are the consequences for your health, for your well-being? Does it end up stressing you out more? Does it end up maybe making you not sleep as well? Because we know alcohol has repercussions on your sleep. It affects it, doesn't it?
No, I didn't really realise that, but it probably does. Yeah, because it kind of makes you fall asleep really quickly.
But then it wakes you up. It disturbs your sleeping patterns.
Oh, I didn't really realise that. Yeah, that is true. I think maybe instead of saying to ourselves, if we catch ourselves thinking that thought, I deserve this, maybe we can think of what you just said. Is this serving me? So after the question, I deserve this, example, glass of wine, then we can ask ourselves the question, will this glass of wine serve me? And your answer might well be, yes, it will serve me. I'm going to feel relaxed and I'm going to feel this. And then you have another question you can ask yourself if you want to, So you will feel relaxed, but then, and then answer the following little questions. You have this little mental game going on in your mind. It could be useful.
Well, it could be,
In
because
this
then you could
case.
say, but then will it make me put weight on?
Exactly.
Will it not help me sleep? Will it have any other negative consequences?
So ultimately, do I really deserve it? No, you don't.
Deserve it?
You deserve better, would be the answer in this case. Your body and your brain deserves better, because in the end, it's going to be ultimately,
If we deserve better, then we can think, will it make our lives better? And then in turn, will we be better for it?
We will be better for it in this particular case. But there's also the sense of entitlement that comes from just thinking that you should be treated better by other people. And like if you're queuing up in a line, for example, you would naturally expect to be served. The first one, we've met people like that have this great sense of entitlement.
But I don't think...
So what do we do as them?
Well, I don't think they know about that. I mean, they're just going to do that anyway, aren't they?
Yeah.
Unless you actually point it out. If you're going to be the kind of person that points it out, I'm certainly not like that.
No.
I'm not going to go and say, look, you've skipped the line.
No. I know what you mean, but it's like the whole point of do you really deserve it? I think if I suppose if you're really like chronically entitled yourself, you wouldn't even think that, because you would just think, of course I deserve it. I deserve to get a better job.
Be rude as well.
Yeah, well, often very chronically entitled people are rude. I mean, we've all come across them in the workplace. Sometimes you've got a family member when you just know they're kind of like entitled, and you say, hey, where does that come from? It comes from themselves, maybe from upbringing, from surroundings, etc. And you just think, God, they just think they deserve everything. And ultimately, though, they're never going to be unfortunately, very, very happy people, because they're always going to have a sense of frustration, because you never really do get everything that you feel a lot of the times that you do deserve if you do have this kind of entitled approach.
I think it can be the opposite as well, though. I think some people may think they don't deserve anything.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's when it can be useful to think, hey, this, I do deserve better. I don't deserve to be in this abusive relationship, for example.
No.
Or I don't deserve to be treated like that by whoever it is that's looking down at me or just being rude to me.
In most cases in our line of work, we find that kind of example.
Exactly.
Where this is a bit of a provocation, the entitled, do you really deserve it? Most cases, people that we help and we treat are the people that do suffer from great low self-esteem and do not think that they deserve it. But paradoxically, it can be that you can have a great sense of entitlement, and yet underlying a very, very, you can have low self-esteem issues coming from that. So it's a bit of a tricky one, really, isn't it?
It is a bit of a tricky one. I think that's why there is the ugly truth in it.
There is an ugly truth. The ugly truth is that it can be very detrimental to your life to have this kind of entitled attitude, but that at the same time, it's a good thing to have, because if you do have some kind of, like what you just said, I do feel as though I am entitled to get a better job position or to get a raise or to stick up for my rights, and that's ultimately that's a brilliant thing to do in your life.
Maybe we can separate the two from the marketing, where it says, do you deserve material things or food or drink? But really, it's all about selling, isn't it?
It's about selling.
You're being marketed to, you're being sold this thing, you're being sold a new necklace, a new piece of jewelry, the new car, blah, blah, blah.
Dress, the outfit, whatever it is,
And then there's the other side of it, is do you deserve to be treated in a certain kind of way, a better way?
Yes.
But then I don't know if that is entitlement, though. I don't think
No,
that is
no, not in that
entitlement.
kind
No.
of way. No, that's just what basically human
They
rights
should
and
have.
human
It's a
needs.
human need, isn't
Yes,
it?
that's a human need. What I meant was when you encounter people that can appear really rude, because they appear, and you think, goodness me, what? Why should you just jump the line, or why should you get your coffee
Well,
served first? Or
I remember when we'd been in Italy for a long time. I went to England with my husband and
yeah,
children, and there was the bus stop, and we just arrived, and we just got on the bus, and then all
and
of
you
a
didn't
sudden,
realise there was a.
I didn't, because in Italy you don't queue in Italy, and it wasn't like a well formed queue, like it's really obvious.
No.
At the bus station, and then I just suddenly saw everyone looking at us, and then I thought,
Probably
oh my
thinking,
goodness, I think we've jumped
how
the queue.
rude.
We've jumped the queue without realizing it. Oh my gosh, we're so used to being in Italy now, and we
Yes.
hadn't realized there's a queue, and it was so awfully embarrassing, but.
I mean, that's because that's a cultural
I
thing, though,
always
isn't
remember
it?
it.
You
is.
remembered it and you felt embarrassed.
I
So
was
therefore,
so embarrassed.
you are not an entitled person. The opposite of that is not feeling embarrassed and just
Yeah.
going through and
I
thinking,
just, I
yes.
suddenly realised it, and I said to my husband, "Oh God, look, we've jumped the queue." And I think afterwards we apologised, and they said it was okay or whatever.
That's just a culture thing. I do
it's a
think in
culture.
Italy, though, the actual thing of feeling quite entitled, like the children definitely grow up to feel entitled, like they're like very, very precious. Also, maybe because in Italy there's not that many children being born, and there's a very low nativity rate. So maybe that's one of the reasons, because I don't think it was like that after the Second World War kind of generation. I think this is more of a new thing. But maybe it wasn't. Maybe, they do say la mamma.
Well,
The Italian mama spoils. Yeah, that's a typically
usually
stereotypical. Yeah. So, I don't know.
I think Italian children do think they deserve a lot.
Yes.
I mean, I would consider them to be quite entitled.
Exactly.
Because they think where we are,
Generally
at least in Rome,
speaking,
they think they deserve to be bought a house.
A house, parents have to
deserve to be given everything.
And we live in Italy, yeah. We've got like a different idea. No, do we really have to buy you a house?
I mean, they're not pushed out like they are in England, in the UK. Even though now they're not as pushed out now, because it's more difficult in buying property and everything. But
generally in England, I think they're
encouraged
given
to be
the nudge.
more independent, I think.
They'll be nudged out.
Whereas here, you're encouraged more to sort of stay home.
Definitely.
Stay home. Where are you going?
Where are you going? What, you're 30? You don't have to move out, darling. There's so much room.
You're 45, still at home.
That's fine.
Hello, darling.
Yeah. It's a different kind of...
It's a good thing, is it? You always feel young here in Italy, because you're always considered to be young until you're like...
Gosh, yes. That is a
over
really good
40
thing.
or something, you're considered to be a young child still.
My goodness me, yeah. They call you ragazza. Ragazzi. That's just like... What's the translation for ragazzi? It's just like...
Young, not youngsters, but young people, I suppose.
It's just, hey.
Hey, lads and
Hey,
lasses,
yeah.
or guys and girls.
Girls, yeah, guys and girls, that would be it. Guys and girls, it's just very funny. It's very funny, and that is the opposite, yeah. So that is the kind of a different kind of culture we've just talked about now. Whereas, what about like that the entitlement, how that can make you feel, and at times it can be good because it's what you deserve, but then I think it's altruism that actually makes you happy, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's if you deserve that others deserve better.
If you think that others deserve better, yeah, I think ultimately that's what's going to make you happy. I think there's that famous quote by Malcolm Forbes where he says, gosh, I can't remember it now, but it was about, hang on a second, I've got it written down. It's about how you treat others. And it remembers, Malcolm Forbes, here it is, it said, you can easily judge the character of a person by how they treat those who can do nothing for them. And
that's
so,
a good one.
yeah, that you can see the character of a person, like how they treat the barista. I mean, no, the barista can make you great coffee, so that's a bit of an odd example. We love our baristas, and that's very special.
We love everyone. Come
We
on.
do,
It's
yeah,
not
that's
fair.
true. That's not fair, no. But it's by how, like, somebody that can literally do nothing for you, and
I think there are some people that will be nice to the people they think that can do things like
Exactly.
exchange favors.
yes,
And it's you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. I'll be nice to you and then you're nice to me back.
exactly.
But I think that's a really awful way to live, isn't it? But I think you can see a kind soul when they do treat everyone the same. Everyone nicely, everyone with manners.
Everyone with
kindness.
manners, yeah. You'll get up if you see somebody needs a chair, wherever. You'll just be kind, and ultimately, that kind of altruism is what's going to be beneficial to you in a kind of way, in a like kind of
way, it's so selfish.
egoistic way. It's actually going to come back to you, and it's going to make you feel good.
Well, it's karma, isn't it? It's called karma, isn't it?
Karma?
Karma.
Oh, karma. Oh, yeah, with a K, yeah.
K-A-R.
Yeah, yeah. For those who believe in karma, definitely. Yeah, if you do good in this life, you'll be better in your next or whatever. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, it's like the yin and the yang, the balancing. No, that's different.
I
think that's
I don't know. Yeah, I think that's different, but more or less, it's not really. I think it's all related, isn't it?
I think so.
I think no. I think
What do you think?
that
I think
is-
it isn't.
that is a bit different. But yeah, I mean, I do think. I mean, that's like what our mum used to tell us, isn't it? Treat everyone the same way, kind of thing. Didn't she used to say something like
she
that?
did.
Yeah, so no matter whoever it is, or whatever job they do, or whatever it is, it's always with a kindness. That's served us really well in our lives, and I think it can make people think. It can.
Well, I think if you are a nice person, you'll naturally do that. But I think a lot of people aren't maybe taught to be as nice either. So I think it's a little bit unfair.
No, it's not. You're not. I don't think so. That's why
because I think
I'm saying
like in
it.
some families they are quite egoistical and not very nice, unfortunately. And then the children, they learn that as well.
Well, obviously, if you're 5 and you're walking around with your
Yeah.
parents and you're saying bye and waving at everyone and being as sweet as a little cherry bee, and then your mum says, "Oh, don't bother," "Oh, look, here's the I don't know, here's the bank man. Say hello." He's kind of like an important guy for us. Or say, and then you're whisked away if you stop to have a chat with somebody that your parents didn't think was important. You're going to learn messages in life, aren't you?
Yeah,
really quite.
definitely,
You're going to pick it all up.
Yeah.
Let's go and have a chat with the headmister or headmaster or whatever it is. Do you remember? Because they're going to serve you in your life, but just ignore, I don't know, the gym teacher or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
I think the gym teacher won't be ignored, especially in the USA.
Not in the USA, there might not be a law but like I think
In the
you used
UK
to.
maybe.
We used. I know. It was in my kids' school. The gym teacher was always the one that no
in Italy?
parents would ever go and talk to. So he was out there sitting on a little desk, and the parents, when it was Parents' Day, nobody would go and have a little chat with him and say, "Oh, how's my son, daughter? How are they doing?" And nobody would bother. And I remember thinking, I feel sorry for him. I would go and have a chat because he was considered the subject was not important academically.
Yeah.
So
I think, and that's a cultural thing, because I think it
Cultural.
depends on like in the USA. there's
yes,
all the
but
scholarships and
what I mean is the gist of it. What's not important is it gets
one-sided.
yes. You get taught messages, don't you? You get taught certain messages.
I think that's
so-
why it's important to be aware of these messages.
Yes,
and
it
really
is.
be aware of what we're actually absorbing every day and all the marketing and everything.
Yes, what's going on in your mind, yeah. What thoughts you're having, what questions are you posing to yourself? Do I deserve it?
Do I deserve it? Does it serve me?
Does it serve me? Yeah.
What do you think? Do you deserve it? Does it serve you? We certainly deserve to be treated nicely, I think.
I think
Because we're
everyone
nice
does.
people.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And you certainly deserve to be treated nicely too. So if you do have low self-esteem, just raise it a notch.
raise it a notch and
think about it. Think, I do deserve this, and I deserve to be treated well and with respect. And then maybe take it away a bit from the marketing side. Become a bit more aware of the marketing, because in the end,
the marketing is huge
that
in our
maybe
lives.
that
Huge.
new bracelet or the new car, it won't make you happy. It won't serve you, will it? Not really.
Not in your heart, and
No.
not in your ultimately.
And it might even stress you out and make you anxious, because you won't be able to pay for it, or it'll pile up on your credit card or whatever. So
Yeah, so what do you really deserve? You deserve kindness, you deserve to feel calm. Your baseline, you deserve to feel calm for most of your day, and this may be quite surprising to most of us, that your baseline isn't really supposed to feel anxious, and it's not even a question about what you're supposed to feel. You can feel whatever you want, but your baseline is
well, it's natural. You know?
natural. That's what I mean. Your natural inclination is to feel calm. So you can think about that and say, yeah, no, so what do I deserve? I deserve calm. I deserve calm. I deserve to be able to breathe properly during the day. I deserve to be able to take some deep breaths and to be able to be aware of my surroundings.
Yeah, and deserve to just be you and be happy and be aware as well. Deserve to be aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
Awareness of what's going on around you, and so on and so forth, I would say.
So on and so forth.
What do you think? Let us know. And thank you for following us and for all your support, and we really do appreciate it.
Really, really do.
So see you again soon.
Lots of
Bye.
love.
And come and watch us on YouTube too, as the video's up there. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Lots of love from the
English sisters.
Bye.